Hello, welcome back to the pod. I am going to change your life today. I was driving home from Brisbane and just had all of these things come into my head that I had to talk to you about today, like immediately. And I've come home, had a shower, poured a wine. I've smoked a little bit of weed. I've been painting a bit of a picture. I sat down and just journaled all of this stuff out. It just came pouring out, and it's for you. So I'm going to read it out to you. It's going to change your life. This is pretty much the exact steps that you need to take to get your shit together. But obviously take your own, be responsible for your own judgment of your own life. Don't just do whatever I say without thinking of your own circumstances. So think of yourself, but do process this at least. All right. So do I have any life updates before we get stuck in? Yes, I just went to Mackay with, my boyfriend Justin. He's already there. So he's moved up for work and he lives with his aunt and uncle underneath their place. They've got this whole granny flat situation, which is really nice. And he's away working throughout pretty much the entire week, almost every week anyway. So I went out and saw him and stayed at their place, and he took me on this beautiful sunset date. So we drove for 2.5 hours into the middle of Glendon in North Queensland, in the middle of nowhere. At a mining town, there's this sunset spot that he drives through when he's leaving one of his jobs, and he just thinks it's the most beautiful place in the entire world at the moment. And I think that's so lovely. And he was like, I really want to take you there. And I was like, I'm fucking up for it. So we went in his full drive, and then we drove up into this grassy hill when we got there and ate pasta in the back of the ute tub. And then we had, art paper and water paints and Posca pens and stuff. And we each painted a picture of the scenery that was in front of us. And that was just the cutest thing in the entire world. I was in love with the entire thing. And the sunset was pink, so pink, which was perfect because I've just been in such a pink mood lately. I haven't even seen Barbie. I need to see it. I cannot wait to see it. I think that whatever is happening there, they've just been, oh my God, there's a ripple of beautiful feminine energy coming out from that. So I just can't wait to get amongst that. But in general, I also I'm on the wave anyway. You know what I mean? I've done this big painting next to me. It's not finished yet, but it's pink. It's the dawning of feminine energy. In the sun, it's just at sunrise glowing over this flowery field. And there's oranges, fluoro oranges and whitey kind of sunbeams. And then the grass is that pink, long, soft grass. And it's pink from the sunrise light. Otherwise, it'd be more of a brownie tone grass. And there's these beautiful wildflowers kind of poking through, and the grass is just really soft and wispy, and it's kind of parted in a few areas where people have obviously walked through the field. And it's just all pinks and oranges, and I'm obsessed with it. And that's pretty much what the sunset looked like when Justin took me on that date in the middle of nowhere, and I was just really super about it. It was awesome. So I'm home now, driving home from the airport, and I was just blitz, all this stuff went flying into my head. So that's my update, and let's get into it. So now, there's a few things. If you're driving, revert back to this later. But if you're at home and you're just chilling, I want you to get a pen and paper and actually write this stuff down. But yeah, come back to this podcast when you can. Write this shit down. Put it in the front of a new journal if you want, and then just action these steps if you can, if it's relevant to your life. All right. So, also send this podcast to someone who looks like they're also kind of moving into a ramp up, or a self-growth, self-discovery journey, because I have a message for them on your behalf. So you don't need to know this person. It can just be someone that you follow, someone that you're vaguely acquainted with. Chances are it'll strike up a conversation between the two of you if it's the right match, and you'll have yourself an accountability buddy. So the message to that person. So someone has sent you this podcast because they can see something in you. There's some growth happening in you right now, and you're inspiring them. And they're also kind of going into their own growth journey. And they think that this podcast would be awesome for you to listen to. They think that you might find some inspiration in it because they found inspiration in it. And they think that you guys might actually have some stuff in common. And if you both listen to this podcast, you'll kind of find out why. And so if you're compelled to connect back with the person who sent this to you, I do implore you to just check in on them every now and then and be like, hey, how are you going with your journey? Because you don't know, some amazing friendship might blossom from it, or you'll just be a couple of people in the world who helped each other along a few times. And that is fucking beautiful. All right. So now that we're all on the same page about why we're listening to this podcast, it's about growth. And I have some very specific steps for you to take. All right, pen and paper. Now, number one, write down Any one or two people that you can think of that you sense may also be having the same feeling as you of wanting to do the self-discovery work and level up in your life. You might already be on this journey. It's still for you though, so this will help you along your way, all right? Now, 2, don't write what things you want in your life just yet. So by that, I mean like, don't write the fancy car that you want, don't write the income that you want, don't write the house that you want. You can get to that stuff later. Manifest that stuff a little bit later on. The thing that will get you to that stuff faster is manifesting in the right way, in the right order. And the first thing is you need to manifest a feeling before the things come in, okay? Because what you want now, your future self actually like probably won't want a lot of those things. And your future self will want a different version. So something just as awesome, but I just think you'll be pretty surprised about like what you uncover about yourself along this journey if you do all of these things. So I don't think the things in your life or the places in your life are the important thing right now. I want you to start just writing down the feelings that you do want. So don't write down the things, write down the feelings. So for me, when I was doing this, it was stuff like, I want to feel safe and secure. I want to feel joyful. I want to laugh. I want to feel like I can have the deepest connection with the person next to me, you know, by striking up a conversation. I want, you know, just things like that, like more feeling based. Call in some feelings. So just write a list, whatever comes out. You could be 3 things, it could be 10, it could just go on forever, whatever you feel like. Now, where are we? I can't remember. I did 2. Yes. Okay. Now, also back to number 2, when you're writing down that list of things that you do want to start feeling and calling into your life, it's important to do that like once, maybe like once a week, once a month. Just reiterate it. Keep checking in. Do you still want to feel those things? Have you started to feel those things? Can you journal about how grateful you are that you've started to feel those things? You know what I mean? Check in on yourself, reiterate it with yourself. Number 3, here is your new morning routine framework. I'm reading my own writing, and this was honestly just pouring out of me, and I've scrawled this like a crazy doctor. So if you hear me, and I don't even know what I write. Honestly, I have no idea. I have the gist of what I wrote, but I don't actually remember what I wrote. So bear with me if I sound like I'm reading something I've never seen before. It's because that's what it feels like. Anyway, here's your new morning routine framework. Adjust the times to suit your work day. And if you're like, oh, I can't do this between, 5:30 a.m. and 7 a.m. or whatever because I have to do X, Y, Z earlier, like sweet, incorporate that, change the timing, but add this stuff in. Get up earlier, go to sleep earlier at night, that kind of thing. If you already have an immaculate morning routine, love that for you. You can either zone out for this one or you can see if you can get any ideas to freshen up your own. So there's always benefit to listen to this even if you're already like bang on with yours. So, but it's also fun if you zone out because, you've already got it, right? Okay, so 5:30 wake up at least a.m. Unless you're on night shift. All right, sorry. 5:30 wake up. Do not check your phone for 30 minutes at least, okay? I'm not fucking kidding. If you have to coordinate with something with someone and you know that you don't have to meet them in like half an hour or whatever, use Siri and tell Siri to send them a text. Don't go on your phone. You're addicted to it in one way or another. I fucking know it, and you know you'll end up in Instagram. You know you'll suddenly be on a scroll, and the first thing you'll do in the morning is have a bunch of screen light when that's just really not what is good for you. You'll spike your dopamine too early. Your dopamine will crash early in the day. You won't be as productive. You'll beat yourself up, and you'll stay in this shitty cycle you've been in forever and ever. So get the fuck off your phone in the morning. I'm not kidding. It's not a joke. Sorry for yelling at you. I love you. I'm saying this because I fucking love you. Stay off your phone in the morning for half an hour. It's not hard. Fuck me. Fucking okay. Sorry. Far out. Okay. Where are we? I got to the second point in your new routine. I haven't even. All right. So that was 2. Now, before you're even out of bed, think of 5 things that you're grateful for. So don't move. Like, you've woken up, you've turned off your alarm. What are 5 things you're grateful for? They can be the same 5 things every day if you only have 5 things in your life that you can be grateful for right now, whatever you like. But do try and implement new things. Try and dig as deep as you can. You get to a point when you start to be really you're really fucking micro in on the everyday little things, because once you're grateful for all the big things in your life, that kind of just leaves you with the amazing practice of finding gratitude in the everyday, in the grains of sand. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing. If you run out of things to be grateful for, look for more. It's training your brain to be grateful for everything, which makes you in turn more abundant. Durr. Okay. Now, where are we? So the next one is get up and make your bed. Don't do anything else yet. You've said your gratitudes. Get up, make your bed. Now go into the bathroom, wash your face with cold water, just dry it, just like do a wash dry. Brush your teeth before you drink anything in the morning because there's a lot of toxins that are chilling in your tongue from the night before, and you don't want to just like wash them back down into your body and your stomach and stuff. So brush your teeth, and then you want to go have a big drink of water because you don't want to put coffee or tea or food in your stomach without first lining it with some water, and your brain just used so much water over the evening while you were asleep, so you need to rehydrate it. So big drink of water after you brush your teeth. Now, this is so specific, but y'all need Jesus. Okay. I don't know where that came from. I've literally never said that before in my life. I just think that people have a lot of excuses around why they can't look after themselves, and a lot of like, we're all fucking busy, and I get it. I fully get it. I have so much empathy for you when you're so busy and there's so much going on and you're so stressed and you're anxious. You just can't even wrap your brain around doing a new thing because you just want to stay comfortable because you're in such discomfort with your anxiety and your constant stress in life that you just want to avoid it at all possible costs so that you can just have some fucking respite for a second because you don't actually have any time to stop or take a break or rest. Like, I fucking get it. This will help you though. You know what I mean? I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. All right. Where are we? We've brushed our teeth. We've had some water. All right. Do some journaling. If you don't yet journal, I recommend starting with a prompt journal. Rupi Kaur, I think that's how you say her last name. She has a great one. It's the best. I can't remember what it's called. Just type in Rupi and journal and I'm sure it'll come up. It has amazing prompts. I haven't got it myself yet. One of my friends brought it over and I was looking through it and I need it. I'm an avid journaler. There's absolutely nothing that needs to prompt my brain from having shit fall out of it. Like, listen to me. I can have a monologue for half an hour with you guys. But like, it's still, it pulls up amazing things, like the things that, oh God, the prompts will end up having, you'll do fucking inner child work with it, but like lovingly and in a good, easy way. She's incredible what she's created. I want to get it. So what was next? Do some journaling. Awesome. And then put on a kettle, make your tea, your coffee, your turmeric, tonic, whatever. Do something good. Put something nice into yourself as well as whatever it is that you want, like for breakfast. If you don't have breakfast, that's fine. Just have some kind of like little treat that you want to have, because what you're doing with this little treat is kind of getting yourself addicted to reading in the morning. Just picture yourself as like training a dog, but you're the dog. Okay. So grab a book, grab your coffee or whatever it is, and read at least 10 pages of the book. And I need you to read this with your eyeballs. So I know that like audiobooks are really popular and that's amazing. Like, good. You're still getting the information into your brain. And I implore you to keep doing that. Whatever the fuck works for you. Hell yes to audiobooks as well. But in the morning for this like 10-page a morning scenario, the purpose of using either a Kindle or a book where you can use your eyeballs to like scan the page is that you're doing something with your mind and your eyes and your hand that will help you release the addiction to your phone, right? You're replacing the phone with something else. You're essentially scrolling, except it's in more of a long form way that's not so detrimental to your attention span, your empathy, your compassion, all that sort of stuff. So that's a whole other fucking basket of eggs. If you want to talk about what your phone addiction is doing to you long term as a human being, tell me and I'll do a fucking episode on it, but not right now. Anyway. So reading is going to help you get rid of your phone addiction. It's also really good to read a mix of different things. So you want to kind of go through something to, a nonfiction, something that you want to learn maybe, or something that you're interested in. And then you also want to cycle through some fiction, because if you're reading a fiction novel, you're following a journey, like the journey of someone or something or whatever it is over like a long period of time. And that helps build up your compassion, because you end up you become emotionally invested in the story and in the person or the animal or whoever it is that you're following along in this journey. And with that emotional investment comes like more compassion as a person. It also strengthens your imagination and your ability to see with your inner eye. You know what I mean? Your third eye and stuff like that. Because you are visualizing what's happening in the pages of the book with a fiction novel way more than you are with a nonfiction. It still happens a bit with a nonfiction, absolutely, but it's just not the same. Usually the stories inside nonfictions are very small little snippets of someone's story to help get a point across. But for the most part, it's mostly, the longest parts of the book are the educational parts. So, which is great in its own thing because that's helping you grow as a person. So that's why you also want to read some educational ones. You will expand your knowledge. You'll end up finding other people who read similar books and you'll have exciting things to talk to them about. And you guys will know some of the same shit. It's just helps you strengthen your bonds with other people as well. So anyway, I've just gone into like reading in general, not specifically reading with your eyeballs, but you get what I mean. Okie dokie. Now, after you read, you may want to check your phone. That's fine. You can do the rest of your morning after that. Go to the gym, go for a walk, whatever it is that you want to do. Just add those things into your morning routine if you can. I don't know, like obviously there's going to be some exceptions where that just doesn't fucking fit, and that's fine. Figure something else out. Be inspired at least by this. I don't know. I'm not your mum. I'm doing my best to help you though. Okay. Sorry, I'm in such a weird mood today. Oh my God. I'm like hyperactive and excited and want to just lovingly scream this in all of your faces so that you have amazing lives. I'm telling you all this not because I think I like know everything and you don't, and I need you to like know what I know. I want you to do whatever it is that you want to do with your life. I want you to succeed at whatever it is that you're passionate about. I just want to help you learn how to get yourself there. You know what I mean? Like I want to help you help yourself. I want to help you get out of your own way. I want to help you be able to be an amazing version of yourself because I know how to do that. I've been doing that for years now and I can tell you how to do it just because I live that experience like all the fucking time. So like, oh my God, you would not believe all the things that have happened in my life. I am, in my own eyes, the queen of growth. One of many. There's heaps of other queens of growth out there. All right. So where was I? Oh my God. All right. Number 4. Write down something that you want to learn soon, whether it's a small new skill or a new fun hobby or a whole new education or line of work, whatever it is that you want to try it, try it. You don't need to mentally commit your whole life to it. That's too much pressure. You'll never begin and you'll never, want to learn or grow in life because you'll be too scared of that immense pressure and you'll just never grow as a person because like, okay, imagine you're like, oh, right now I'm a, oh my God, I can't think of anything. What are jobs that people have right now? Okay. Retail assistant. I used to do that. Okay, great. So imagine that you're a retail assistant and you want to become a graphic designer or you just want to learn how to paint or something like that. Let's say the graphic designer one. You want to become a graphic designer, but you look at it and you're like, okay, I have to study for like 5 years or 4 years or 2 years, depending on the college, if you go to uni or if you just go to like one of those colleges or you do some quick courses, whatever it is, you've got to invest money, you've got to invest time. And then you go through the thing in your head where all your loved ones are like, what? But you love your job working in retail. What? I hated working. No, I liked it at the time. I was a good salesperson. I did have fun, but the whole time I was like, I'm meant for more than this and I don't want to be here forever. So I was excited to get out. So anyway, but imagine you're like, I love my retail job, but I also really want to learn graphic design. And everyone in my life is like, but you love your retail job. And they kind of like, they don't feel comfortable just backing you and being like, yeah, fuck it. Who cares? Try it. What's the worst that could happen? You'll learn some lessons. Like, give it a crack. Like that's not people's usual response. People's usual response is they don't mean to, but they kind of want you to stay where you are. And I don't mean that in a negative way. We're like, oh, the haters are going to hate. Like not like that at all. It's just a normal thing for people to their environment around them. If it changes at all, they're like, what? Why? Why is my environment changing? It doesn't need to change, does it? I've got a lot going on in my life right now. Is my environment like, do you have to change this thing that I know about you? Because right now I'm really comfortable with the current ecosystem that we have. So if you change this thing, now I have to adjust the way that I see you. And that's never, well, sometimes it's with ill intent and sometimes the person's a shit person and it comes across really badly. But for the most part, people don't really mean that in any kind of bad way. It's a normal reaction. It's a reaction that they need to be aware of and they should control and stop just doing to people. Absolutely. But it's pretty normal. You know what I mean? And anyway, so you've got that. You think that people aren't really going to be really behind you becoming a graphic designer. And then you're like, fuck, like, how am I even going to fit this in? Because I still have to like work. And so, then I'll have to figure out when to study. Do I study full-time? Do I study part-time? Like, how do I even start getting the work after that? How do I build a portfolio? What if I suck at it? It's kind of a creative role, but it's also kind of like a freelancing role. Like, do I want to have my own business? And did it too much, way too much. You're never going to do it. Fucking hell. Like, don't do that to yourself. Do not do that to yourself. You will, you'll never, you'll be like, oh my God, no. Even if it's a small hobby, you're like, I want to learn how to paint. And you do this one painting and that painting's hideous. And then you just like expected yourself to be fucking like some amazing artist immediately. And you expected the vision that you have in your head to be able to just come out of you. And it didn't. And then you're like, oh, obviously I suck at this. This is so frustrating, so annoying. I didn't get any instant gratification, blah, blah, blah. So you don't want to do it. And you put it away. You're like, nah, too hard to clean the brushes. None of it seems worth it. And you aren't an amazing artist straight away. So then you just never try painting again. And you always want to. It still sits in your head and you want to do it, but like you don't, because that fucking one time a year that you paint, you fucking suck at it, but you never stick to it to try. Because there's too much pressure to be perfect at it, right? Too much pressure to be perfect at being a graphic designer so that you don't leave your retail job, because it's just too much fucking pressure to even grow. That pressure is daunting. That pressure will sit on you over so many of the things you want. How many things are there in your life that you actually want to do that you don't do, that you don't even pay mind to because you're like, can't even think about it right now? How many? Heaps, probably. I'm sure if you actually let your brain wander and find some things that you really want to do, I'm sure you would find some things and you would be surprised. And what I want you to do is write down one of the things that is coming through that you would like to try. And I want you to just try trying it. That's it. Write it down and you're going to commit to that. You're going to commit to trying it. And then like you'll grow as a person. The more times you try something and learn something new and decide to open your awareness to a new situation in your life, the more confidence you'll get. So which that pretty much crosses over into number 5. Forever learn and grow. Learning and growing keeps you young. So what happens is you have a biological age, a psychological age, and a chronological age. So your chronological age is the age that you are, like from, you're 27, right? Whatever. That's your chronological age. And your psychological age is like where you're at in your kind of like IQ, your EQ. And then you've got your biological age, which is to do with your health, like how healthy you are as a person, like whether you exercise, you move your body, you eat like good foods, you nourish yourself, that kind of thing. Before, when I said EQ and IQ, I mean like I don't know what those letters actually stand for, but it's your emotional intelligence and your general intelligence. Is that what you're? I don't know. I'm smart in other areas, guys. So anyway, keep learning. That is the point of that. So someone once said, I can't remember who, and I wish I did, and I'm sorry, it wasn't me who said this, if I remember who, I'll put it in the show notes. But someone once said that we shouldn't be measured just by our chronological age, but as a mix of all three. If we're always learning new things, we'll have so much confidence. This is what I'm saying now. We'll have so much confidence. And with confidence comes less fear, less limitations. And this leads to more purpose, which leads to more happiness, which leads to a younger psychological age, and then in turn, a younger biological age. So when you're doing things to keep your mind young by learning something new, growing, getting, more and more confident, you'll end up meeting more people, like having more experiences, getting out of your comfort zone, just proving to yourself time and time and time again that you're killing it. You end up like doing things that are just better for you, like because you're learning so much. What happens to your body is a byproduct of how you're treating your inner world, right? Like, you'll end up being like caring about nourishing your body. You will care about your morning routine. You will care about getting outside and hanging out with the right people and moving your body and doing the things that are good for you, which then will bring your biological age down. So the only thing that's left is your chronological age, which is obviously just, from the year we were born. So then if you were to sort of, I don't know how they do the calculation or whatever, but basically if you blend together like how old you actually are with how old you feel and how old your body feels, that gives you an indication of your actual, like what your actual age should be, which is always flux. It's always in flux, sorry. So if you're going through a period of life where you're growing heaps, your emotional, so your psychological age will possibly be getting both younger and wiser at the same time. Your biological age can literally get into reverse. So you can like turn back some of the signs of aging in your body, like physically and also like visually and internally, because your atoms and cells and everything are always renewing. So that brings me to number 6. I wrote, beware of the fact, sorry, not beware, lol. Oh, beware. Don't beware. Be aware of the fact that your body can reverse in age. Your cells are all ultimately made up of atoms, which are simultaneously billions of years old and constantly being renewed. So where you focus good, positive energy in your body, your like atoms will eventually sort of be instructed to renew the cells in that area. And as Joe Dispenza says, where your attention goes, energy flows. Like literally wherever you put the most attention in your mind is what is your energy is going to sort of physically manifest as in real life. So if you're constantly focusing on how shit things are, you better believe they're going to stay shit. This is why we're doing the 5 bits of gratitude in the morning before we get out of bed. Okay? That will help with that a lot. See, I've got your back for so many fucking reasons. Like this stuff goes way deeper. Like the tips that I'm giving you right now and the reasons, there are so many more reasons why they're good. I just, this is what I wrote down and this is what you're getting, okay? Digestible piece at a time. Okay. Where was I? Literally, I have to read back here. So, Joe Dispenza, he said where attention goes, energy flows. Right. So then I wrote, go on your hot girl stomp around the block and just think about the whole time. Just think the whole time about being your healthy, happy self. So catch any thought that's unrelated to that and table it for now and get back to this 1 block visualization of yourself just being healthy, lighthearted, you know, healthily detached from things, just observant, like loving yourself sick. Picture yourself in the healthy body that you know that you're in. Like, I'm not saying that there's a specific healthy body. I mean, your version of your healthy body when you feel good and you know when you're feeling nourished and stuff like that. Picture yourself in that state. If you don't feel like you've ever been in that state, visualize, just make up a version in your head of that, okay? Do this 1 to 3 times a week. Number 7 is, I'm funny. I wrote 7, meditate. Don't be a bitch. You are actually telling, no. Sorry. I went on a fucking rant here on pen and paper. It says, meditate, don't be a bitch. Are you actually telling me that you can't overcome your own severe lack of dopamine for 10 minutes to make your anxiety and fear go away and ultimately have a better life that's in line with your purpose? I don't believe you. And I don't think that you should believe you either. I have ADHD and I'm off my meds at the moment. Again, and I can still meditate because I've practiced it. I decided to get over my own bullshit and just fucking commit to it. Don't be a bitch. Do it once a week at least. Once a day is great if you can. But seriously, I swear to fucking God, I know that it's not for everyone. And I know that not everything is going to be for everyone, but don't not try it. Don't just be like, oh, I couldn't sit still and like, I just couldn't do that because that sounds like hell to me and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it sounded like hell to me as well. I didn't think I could do it either. I didn't do it my whole life until I started doing it. I had to have self-discipline. Turns out I fucking love it. Turns out it's been absolutely life-changing. And now I get why everyone's like, meditate. I get why that's the answer to everything. Try it at least. Try it. Oh my God. Sorry. Number 8. When you're doing your morning reading, learn more about your own humanity, your brain, and your soul. Read fiction to strengthen your imagination, your mind's eye, creativity, and compassion. This is what I said before. I was saying all that stuff off the cuff, but anyway, I'd written it down. And read nonfiction to learn and grow. My book recommendations are, these are fucking great. I love these books. I love them. There's so many more books that I've read over the last 18 months, but these are my top picks. So these are the first 10 I'm going to read out are the ones that are best for sort of self-development, I think, and awareness of the world around you and within yourself. So here we go. Number 1 is Stolen Focus by Johan Hari. If it's Johan, sorry. Probably is, lol. Number 2 is Limitless by Jim Quick. Number 3 is Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. Number 4 is Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian L. Weiss or Weiss. Number 5 is Working Hard, Hardly Working by Grace Beverly. Haley, if you're listening to this, read this book. You will fucking love it. It's incredible. It's really helpful. Number 6, Rising Strong by Brene Brown. Number 7, James Nestor wrote Breath. Lol, I didn't write. Number 7, Breath by James Nestor. Oh my God, lol. Number 8, Ageless Body, Timeless Mind. Ageless Body, Timeless Mind. That one's by Deepak Chopra. Number 9, Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. Number 10, Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. And then I've got a list of like more fun books. I think, 1 or 2 might be nonfiction. Yeah, the rest are fiction, but I love them. I'm just going to recommend them anyway. Pretty much anything by Tim Winton. He's an author that I love everything that he writes, and I think that that is cool. One of my friends said that that was quite rare, and I was like, interesting. I guess, he's the only author I have that I just pick up a book. I'm like, I know I'm going to love it. Tim Winton's Cloud Street is amazing. Also, his book called Breath is also amazing. And number 2 is The Farseer Trilogy by Robin Hobb. Number 3 is Richard Branson's autobiography. It's incredible. It's the one that was solely, like mostly around Virgin, but just gave so much of his life, like his whole life. He's so interesting. He is a very, very interesting person, very inspiring. He listening to how his brain works is like learning how to think outside the box and think creatively and on your feet. Then there's The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. And then After by Dr. Bruce Grayson. This is about after-death experiences. It's very cool. And number 6 is Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. All right, now we're back to the original list of getting your life together. Number 9. I should have had like 9A, 9B, and now, but anyway, whatever. Here we are. We're fucking on this journey together now anyway. Number 9. Look at the people in your life and start asking yourself these following questions. A. Do I feel like I truly, deeply belong with these people? Yes or no? Am I smarter than all of them? Or are there a mix of intellect styles where some of us can be on par, some of us can learn from each other. There are some people I can teach some things that I know to across various individuals in the group. Is there like a variety of levels of intellect? That's actually important, because if you're the smartest one in the room, you're not learning anything from anyone. You want to be around some people that you can relate to, people that you can teach your knowledge to, and you want to be around some people that you can learn from. That's a very diverse kind of way to have friendships. Obviously, the most important thing is the connection with each individual. Don't just look for those things. You want to actually connect with them and like each other as people. But out of all the people that you really like in your life, try and make sure there's a bit of variety. Then, B. No, that was B. C. Do these people respect me, and do I respect them? I think a lot of us always ask ourselves in friend groups, like, does everyone like me? I don't know. I don't ask myself that anymore, but I used to when I was younger. Like, do these people actually like me? And I never asked myself, do I actually respect these people? Do I want these people to like me? When I started asking myself that, I started walking away from friend groups, because I was like, I don't actually respect them. I was like, couldn't actually see that I didn't respect them because I was so blinded by my want for them to like me. How funny and stupid is that? Anyway. D. Are their values in life aligned with mine? If you don't know, it's time to have some fun, light conversations initially with them about each other's, like your values and their values. It'll deepen, the conversations you have will deepen in time naturally if they're aligned. You know what I mean? Like if these new connections are aligned, or if these current friendships and everything are super aligned, you will end up deepening your connection with them if you talk about the things you actually value in life. And if that kind of comes to a stale sort of dead end, it's time to make room for new friends to find you, because the law of the universe is that if you create a void, it will fill it with what is right for you, usually, even if that thing is hard and a lesson that you have to learn at the time. So, where are we? E, will they support my growth or will they shun it so that they remain comfortable? This is also something I referred to earlier. Time to find out. If you learn that they don't like your growth, that's okay because they haven't yet had the chance to do their own growth, so they just don't get it. But it's time to find friends who are on your level of growth or who support it. And sorry, I don't know where we're at. The next one, whatever it is. Actively decide to become a person with good self-discipline. If you write in your journal every day for a month, the words or something along the lines of, I'm a very self-disciplined person. Like I am, not I will be or I want to be. I am. It's actually like that very specific difference does something totally different in your brain. So write I am as if it's already currently true. A very self-disciplined person. Being self-disciplined allows me to have self-trust, which allows me to have more freedom and fun. So if you write that like every day for a month or something along those lines in your journal, you'll start to believe it and you'll manifest it into existence and it will become the case. To become self-disciplined, just grab that thing that you wrote about earlier that you want to try eventually and commit to working towards it. Write down in your journal that you're officially going to try it just by initially taking some steps towards it, whatever it is, commit to just doing that and give it a go. You don't have to stick with it if you don't like it. If you find out it's not for you, that's fine, but be damn proud that you found out through trying, okay? That will help you learn self-discipline. When you can do that, you'll look at yourself and be like, oh, I can do anything. Wow. Self-discipline. Get yourself to try it. Like, how easy is that? I'm not even asking you to fucking finish it or commit to it or keep doing it. Literally just fucking try it. Oh, gosh. Okay, number 11. To help with that self-discipline lesson you're driving yourself into, you should connect with someone or some people who are going through some kind of growth as well. It doesn't need to be the same thing, but it does take the same kind of energy to grow. So you'll just understand each other naturally, and it'll be really nice for you when you need to talk to someone, to have just people that you know that you could kind of drop in on every now and then, maybe DM them on Instagram or whatever and just be like, hey, like I can see you going through X, Y, Z and I'm kind of going through some stuff right now as well. I just want you to know that I think you're killing it, you know, something like cute, whatever. So the people who are in the stage of growth where they're kind of feeling social again, they'll see the value in your reaching out to strengthen your connection or to get to know each other, and they'll appreciate that. And chances are that you'll help keep each other accountable, just like naturally, like you'll just grow through this chapter of life together. And there are people out there who need your friendship and you need theirs. So decide now to open your heart to that possibility. Okay? That's it. I love you so much. I went through that because I was like, that was in short, like everything that I've done to completely flip my life on its head this year and to become someone that I am so incredibly proud of once again. Like I do that regularly throughout my life. I'll come to a point where I'm like, okay, I understand now that I'm in the middle of a big fat fucking lesson and it's hard and I have to change it. If I want to change my life, find my purpose, realign myself, I need to change the situation. And those steps are the steps that I took to completely change my life this year. And there is so much more to it, but those are the initial sort of beginnings of it all. And I think that once you're in it, you should trust yourself to keep going, that those starting points will be enough for now. There will come a time when you're like, oh, like I need something else. And hopefully you'll be open to whatever it is the universe is trying to put in front of you. Maybe you need to go see like an intuitive healer, or maybe you need to connect with some person that you get yet to meet. So, but you know, once you've started going through all those things, you'll have a bit more self-confidence and self-love and self-trust, and you'll start to say yes to more things. You'll feel way more just ballsy about life and grateful to be existing, you know, and you'll have more compassion for other people as well. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. That just really had to fucking come out. And please do let me know if you liked this episode, and please do send it to a friend who you think needs it. If you think that someone's just like, you know, going through some shit and they're doing great and you're proud of them, send this to them. They will be grateful that you were thinking of them, and it might actually help them as well. And it might spark up a conversation between the two of you because you've both listened to the same episode, thus strengthening connections between people. There we go. Okay. Oh, also, can you give me a 5-star review on Spotify if you're on Spotify? If you're on Apple Podcasts, can you give me a review, whether it's just like a star or write a little thing, whatever you want. But that would be so appreciated. It would help me a lot. It'll boost me in the Spotify algorithm, because if you're like, oh my God, this podcast is amazing, obviously if it gets out to more people, I will have more opportunity to keep doing this and keep providing my brain for your brain. Okay. Love you so much. Okay, I'm all finished now. Bye.